Batman Superman issue 12, Joshua Williamson and Max Rayner on the art. Joshua Williamson is the third book he's written this week, so he's
busy man.
Put in the work. So Batman Superman 12 is the start of a new arc. Which, in fact, the first thing I'd probably say about this one is that it actually follows on mainly from the Kandor story with Zod, which was the sort of the first proper arc of this book after the first one, which was mostly just a tie-in thing. But there was a concern early on because it started like having a lot of editors' notes, like talking about other things in continuity.
Oh my god, this book has so many editors' notes.
Right,
Too many.
Where I was like, honestly, by the time I got to there, I was like, you know what? This is actually just a story that's to do with this book. The only thing it really ties into is this book's own previous arc. There's actually nothing wrong with it, but they fit in so many editors' notes. You would be forgiven for thinking that it's like some weird sort of tie-in book where you have to know all this other stuff going on. You don't. Most of it you could just ignore.
Just scrolling through what they have. So the first one is Batman Superman Volume 1 of this, the Secret Six stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Metal Men. Then you've got Event Leviathan in the same editor's note, I might add. That they just kind of shoved those ones in together. I'm pretty sure there's more. Okay, then we've got, on the same page, we have three more. The Justice League Doom War, Supergirl, then Batman Superman issue 8, and I'm sure there's still like another one or two after that. So no, but that's like 6 editors' notes over this. That's
a lot. It's a lot. The story of this, though, is that Batwoman and Steel, which we're getting a bit of a team up with them here in this book, where they've shown up to the Batcave and there's a lot of destruction. Something's wrecked the cave, and they're not really sure what. Distress speaking essentially went out on the Justice League communication devices, and they find a video from Batman on the computer, which is something Batman sent, basically explaining what's happened, where essentially a new version of chemo, like it's like a chemo like digital virus, because they see like this great 2-page spread of like a volcanic version of chemo attacking Batman and Superman.
What it was, it's just this hacker group that stole the responsometer that created chemo, and they threw it into a volcano.
Yeah, but there's another one that gets made later in the Batcave, because apparently this comes from Kryptonian tech. It was something that came from Kandor when it was released back in that arc. Because there's the purple version or the pink version of chemo we get in the Batcave.
Yeah, but so what led them is that Bruce kind of has this algorithm that keeps track of different threats, and then that's what ends up getting weaponized via this, I would say, Kryptonian virus from Kandor.
The technobabble nonsense.
Yeah.
So it takes the responsometer, turns them into this new version of chemo, and that wrecks the cave. And what turns out happens is that Batman and Superman are actually on the dark side of the moon in like what the story's called here is what Planet Brainiac, which is essentially bubbled cities on the moon.
The visual of it, I'm calling it Brainiac's Triangle.
Sure.
Yeah.
You call it that if you want. And it's Batwoman and still like, okay, we have to go deal with this. But the message was corrupted and they didn't get all of it. So we find out at the end that Batman actually said, under no circumstance, follow us to the moon. Meanwhile, Batwoman and Steel are trying to get a ship that Natasha's built for the Titans so they can take a trip to the moon.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Do you know what I do really like about this issue?
Yes.
I don't think I have ever read a Batwoman and Steel team up.
No, yeah, I like that. I like that it's focused on two characters that don't really have a book or any place to have a story right now.
I feel they both kind of fill the same void for their respective character.
Yeah, they're part of the family, but not really. They're kind of disconnected.
Yeah. But you can always count on them if you need them for Steel show up for whatever Superman needs help with, and same with Batwoman. So, but no, I like that a lot. I'm missing Steel.
They play off each other pretty well. Obviously, we haven't got enough of them yet. I'm sure we'll get probably a couple more issues of this. This book has tended to have like 2 to 3 issue arcs for the most part.
Yeah.
After that first one, which I actually like. I like it not just being 6 issues every time. I feel like we're getting a really rapid pace of just nice, brisk little side stories here.
Yeah, and this one, like I say, it's great to focus on these two characters that don't really have a home right now. Obviously, one Bat character, one super character. And then you have Batman and Superman who are being tested on Brainiac World, where they've got like special Kryptonian shackles for Clark that they're taking off occasionally for them to like, because they're testing them individually, then they're testing them together. Almost like Brainiac's trying to build a system that'll, be impervious to Batman and Superman. The final page is essentially robotic versions of Bane, Killer Croc. Who's that in the back, actually?
I don't know, with the
Holding
axe
the
hand.
axe.
Yeah, the axe. Is that maybe Rogol Zar? Is that robotic Rogol Zar?
Maybe.
That's pretty funny.
And is the lady supposed to be Banshee?
I think it looks like Silver Banshee to me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no,
hold on. That's
also-
no, sorry, that's Doomsday, not Croc. That's Doomsday.
yeah, I was gonna say it looks
Yeah.
like, but I can see how you think it's Croc.
Yeah, it looks like Croc from the video game, like from Arkham, the Arkham
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's got that
I wouldn't-
stature, but it's actually Doomsday. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know who the big guy with the axe hand outside of Rogol Zar, but if it's Rogol Zar, I mean, weird flex,
Yeah, and it seems weird then that we'd only have one Bat villain, right?
right?
Yeah, that's true. It has to be a
And
Superman.
also,
It has to be a Bat villain. You're right.
yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
it should
Also,
be.
Unless that's
between
not Silver Banshee.
right, but who is it then?
No, I don't know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only other option.
So
Unless you want to tell me that's like Magpie or something.
right, I don't know. I was gonna say between the Harley Quinn TV show and some of the stupid stuff WWE's doing with Retribution, I can't look at Bane seriously anymore. I just can't.
He just wants his chair, Matt.
He just wants his chair. Which I'll tell you that's become a joke in my house, where I'm not gonna do a bad Bane impression here, but he just wants his chair. But yeah, so
There's nothing wrong with a Bane impression, man.
yes, yeah. He's tell you would love him on Harley Quinn because they go all in on that version.
They go
on
all
that
in on that
voice.
voice just to make it funnier. And
Yeah,
it does. It works.
Uh-huh.
It's they say, just doing a silly voice shouldn't make it funnier,
well,
but it does.
no, and the fact too that he's really not a villain because he really does believe in rehabilitation.
He does, yeah.
So, his methods might be wrong. But yeah, so I can't look at, and then this Bane, I'm just like, oh man. I'm imagining him with that voice.
I like how he still has the venom, which is presumably kryptonite that they're pumping in
Maybe.
through him.
That would make sense in the context of him being a robot Bane designed to fight Superman.
Actually, I also I really like the art in this. I think there's a lot of really nice pages, real nice flow to it. Like that first page in particular, where there's basically no text. It's just the ruined Batcave, in these panels. I think it looks really, really good.
That's right. It's not my favorite the book's had in terms of art. The
Not
color,
mine either.
the coloring is a little bit more kind of muted, I'd say, in this
Yeah,
story.
there's a lot more shading from the pencil as well, rather
Yeah.
than just the inks. That gives it some. It definitely sets it apart from some previous art in this book, because I think each arc has had a different artist, right?
Yeah, they've been. I mean, it makes
Feels
sense
like
because
it.
they're all individual arcs, so it feels neat enough the way they're rotating through them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a solid issue. I'm curious to see where it goes, and I'm excited to see more of the actual Batwoman Steel team up next time.
Yeah.
So that should be
Yeah,
good.
me too. This has been a fun book with fun, definitely B-level stories, and this seemingly is going to continue that trend.
Matt, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Right, Connor?
Yeah, 7.5 from me.
And if there had been a robotic Superman here, I might have agreed that's a corrupt Superman. Maybe. I'll give it a 7.5 myself.